Fucking right, that's tasty. Hey, welcome to Cosmic Vinyl. I am Cosmic Brian, your host. Rocking the new Venom shirt. Yeah. Check out the new hat, the purple hat, and the pink glasses to go with it. Huh? What? Huh? Check him out. Alright, well anyway, welcome to what's going to be a celebration for another channel here in the vinyl community. Another channel who's reached a milestone and has surpassed that milestone by far and is showing no signs of stopping as this contest thread is blowing up in the vinyl community right now. And that channel that we are celebrating is called TKR Video Central, and the gentleman that is on that channel is TC, has a show called TC The Kirkham Report. Super cool from what I've seen so far. The channel is new to me, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I know a whole lot about the channel. But I am happy always to support new channels in the vinyl community in their rise, and because I love seeing people show great music, man, because I can always I use it as a reference, man, to pick up my stuff that I might like. So anyway, I was sent here basically by watching Vinyl Richie's entry to this contest. He mentioned several other channels that he thought would like to get involved in this. My channel was mentioned, and I'd already planned on doing it, so I appreciate the nudge from Vinyl Richie. So so let's get it on. So the premise of the contest is this. You want to show 10 obscurities from your collection hopefully that other vinyl community members don't have in their collection. So which is, a lot of people are using Discogs and all that. I am not going to do that. I'm not digging around in Discogs. I'm just going to pick some boogers, flick them against the wall, see what sticks, and go from there. What? Yeah, so hopefully I won't talk about anything else. There might be vomit mentioned in this video. Hopefully no feces or anything like that. But hey, what do you think about a Big Chug toast to TC for his channel surpassing 200 subs, on his way to 400 right now. Probably will be at 500 before this is... this thing is blowing up in the vinyl community. I'm way late to this party, so hell, people probably won't even watch this video. They've probably seen so many already, so it is what it is. I'll show my support. So anyway, a Big Chug. So if you've got a cold drink, or smoke them if you got them, if you know what I'm saying. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right, we're going to tip this toast, this Big Chug, to TC and his success here in the vinyl community. Down the hat.
Oh, yes, my good friend, of course.
Yes, nice cold beer on a hot St. Louis day. Was going to use this Liberty Bell album, released in, I believe, like 86 or 84, compilation of Liberty Bell songs. This is garage rock, very Stones-esque, kind of a little bit of the Who in this as well. Members of this were also in Zachary Thax, another great garage band. So, but I got some other ones I'm gonna show. I'm gonna start with a couple of items from my tenure down in Dallas, Texas. Lived down there in the mid '80s. Also lived down there in the '90s. So I'm gonna first start off with something from the glam. The middle of the 80s glam rock, sleaze rock scene in Dallas, Texas. It was so great to be part of that scene and experience some of the great club shows and great bands from the local bands from Dallas. One of those bands was called Roxanne. They were a huge draw down there in Dallas. They had to change their name due to another band sharing that same name that was already had already signed a deal. So they changed their name to DT Roxx, Dallas, Texas Roxx. And this was just a little 7-inch or 45, whatever you call it, promo release that they did with an A-side and a B-side. On the A-side there is a song called Conversation Piece. And the B-side is called Gang Bang. Oh my God, only in the 80s, right? Only in the 80s sleaze rock scene would there be some songs like that. But these guys were so great to watch live. Listen to the names. Kenny Sizlove on drums, Daryl Licht on vocals, Magic Marker, Mark Taylor on guitar, and Keith Long on bass. They were a fantastic band. Loved them. I'm going to stay in the Dallas area. And this is an album by a punk rock band called Pumpin' Ethyl. Pumpin' Ethyl featured the brainchild behind Pumpin' Ethyl was a gentleman by the name of Turner Van Blarcom. Turner was pretty infamous in the Dallas punk rock scene. He was also in like a thrash metal band before that. But Pumpin' Ethyl was like a hardcore punk rock band. The Dallas scene was crazy. But yeah, lots of great songs. It's called All This and More. And I'm going to show you the vinyl on this because you're just not going to find this album, man. I've been lucky enough to know somebody that was in the band that sent this to me. And this is on the great cherry red vinyl there, Pumpin' Ethyl. And also came with a lot of cool, like original memorabilia here. You've got Pumpin' Ethyl sticker there. Some of these are copies of flyers and stuff. Just some really cool stuff. They used to be called Ethel Merman until they were threatened with a lawsuit. I love this one. That's a funny one there. The old penis pump. Great flyers though. I love the whole club scene and the whole flyer wars and stuff like that. So great. A couple of really cool ones. There's the one from the album cover there. But I want to tell you a little story about Turner Van Blarcom. During the late 80s when Nirvana was coming up, right? They had released the Nevermind album. They hadn't hit big yet, so they're still touring these clubs, right? Well, they came to Dallas and they played at this club called Trees. They didn't anticipate the crowd they were going to get because the album had blown up while they were still doing these club dates, right? So the clubs were packed with fans. And so they hired some local folks to add extra security. And Turner Van Blarcom was one of the guys he was from Pumpin' Ethyl. He was working the front of the stage, right? Kurt and the band arrived earlier that day. Kurt was being really moody and weird all day. And then during the show, he did a stage dive into the crowd, right? Which, he wasn't supposed to do. They told them, there was just too many people there for that shit. And they were just tearing him apart. And Turner was trying to pull him back, right? And Kurt thought he was being a little too aggressive. So Kurt, with his guitar, starts bashing him Turner in the head with him. So he drags Kurt on stage and starts just wailing on him and putting the boots to him. And it was crazy. So this guy's famous for kicking Kurt Cobain's ass. And then on their way leaving, Kurt had to hide from this guy. And then jumped in a cab, and Turner tried to, intercept the cab, and he batted the windows out of the cab. It was crazy. But yeah, so you can see footage of it. I'll even put a link in the description of this going down in the club. So it's pretty famous. So anyway, I'm going to move on quickly here now that I've told the story. But another punk rock album. These were a couple of DJs in Detroit. Started a punk rock band. This is stuff that was recorded in the late 80s. Released in the 2000s called Vomit Spots. Now this is just a plastic sleeve here. And there is a cool like postcard type thing about the band there. but the vinyl was in that plastic, and I didn't want it to ruin the album because this looks great. Check this out. It actually looks like a puddle of vomit.
Bleh.
Well, look at that great colored vinyl. The vomit spots, kind of hardcore punk action. My next album is a compilation. I've got a couple of these actually. I wanted to choose at least one of them, and it's these DJ recordings. It was songs that these DJs would play on, these famous DJs from the 60s would play on their shows. And this one is Humble Harve. He was a Philadelphia DJ. And it's 22 original hits, right? Got stuff like The Seeds and, some really cool stuff. Count Five, The Knickerbockers, Strange Loves. All great garage stuff and great 60s rock. But there's like 4 or 5 of these. I have another one with Joe Niagara, another DJ, but this is really cool. Love that cover. Never seen anybody show those in the vinyl community. I'm going to kind of stay in the garage for just a minute here. And I'm not going to take this all the way out because it's a little bit flimsy, but I know we've all seen this Syndicate of Sound Little Girl album. 60s garage rock. But the reason I want to take this out is it's kind of flimsy. This is a Chilean press, a press from Chile, and a lot of the song titles and liner notes and whatnot are in Spanish. And I don't know if the materials were just super cheap or what, but yeah, there's the label there. But yeah, I had to have this, man. I thought, gosh, I know it's a little bit flimsy, but the vinyl was good. But I just wanted this this Chilean press from Chile. So cool. I don't think I've ever seen anybody show that before. And here's something cool too. This is a soundtrack that I have. And it was something I've had as a kid, this soundtrack. My godparents had this in their collection, and I remember looking through. I always loved records, even as a kid in grade school, and I was drawn to this album cover, the cross and the switchblade, and I would play it constantly at my godparents' house, right? And they finally just said, "Here, man, take it. It's your record now." And what it is it's a soundtrack for a movie from like 1970. Pat Boone plays this country preacher, David Wilkerson, who had this vision or this mission from God to go into the inner cities of New York and preach the gospel of Jesus Christ to these street gangs and street people, prostitutes, and people that were not so good people, right? And he came in to contact with one of the most notoriously nasty gangs in New York, the Mau Mau's. And the gang leader was Nicky Cruz, played by a young Eric Estrada. That's Eric Estrada right there. And of course, they got the cross there hanging around David's neck, and then Nicky's holding the switchblade to him. So yeah, they threatened to kill this guy, but he kept telling them, Jesus loves you. And, the music on this is very like late 60s, early 70s. There's fuzz on this, but there's also some, folky, hokey, kind of contemporary Christian stuff on here too. But I love this record. Some of the great stuff on here is the Switchblade theme, the Attic Psalm, and Rumble. So funny, these gangs would like parlay. Their leaders would parlay before the Rumble about what weapons they would use. Like they would decide if there was bats, chains, zip guns, blades. It's freaking awesome. But anyway, I've never seen anybody show that before. Now we're gonna move ahead a few years. This is an album I picked up in a small antique shop in Iowa called Eagle Grove, and it's this scraping Foetus off the wheel. The album's called Whole, and the brains behind this album is J.G. Thirlwell, and he's worked with the likes of like Nick Cave, Thurston Moore, Mark Allman. He's worked Tom Waits. But yeah, this is like really like early. This is like 80s industrial, like electronica type stuff. Heavy, intense percussion. A lot of sampling. All their albums had this color scheme of like red, white, and black. And it's kind of punky as well. Very experimental. The voice is kind of the vocals are like Captain Beefheart-esque. But this is really weird. Has a lot of sampling of like dictators and war stuff. But this is great. I've never seen anybody show Scraping Foetus. The title always of whatever the music ensemble was always had that word fetus in it. But I love it, man. The thing that's special about that pressing is it also came with it's on PVC label, but it came with this extra 12-inch as well. So with about 4 or 5 extra songs, which is the difference in than the regular press. Now I wanted to look through my bubblegum Roxx stuff and see it, or Sunshine Pop, see if I could find anything. And I found this album on the Avco label, right? And it's this album called The Changing Scene. Now just take in that cover there. A bunch of guys in leisure suits in this diorama with like the Native Americans, right? And I'm pretty sure those aren't even the guys in the group there. I mean, that's the MO for most of the bubblegum rock bands. But this is like I said, kind of sunshine pop, little twinges of psychedelia, but and definitely some bubblegum leanings to it. Late 60s kind of stuff. Never seen anybody show this. And now this one's probably the rarest thing that I'm going to show here today. And this is an album, I found in that same Eagle Grove, Iowa store. And this is Catch. It's Catch caught live at the Golden Hawk. Now the Golden Hawk was a club in Des Moines, Iowa in the late 60s, early 70s. And this is a private press live show of this band called Catch. And that's the group right there. This guy, he gets a 10 on the Afrometer right there. The first 10 that I'll show you right there. That is outstanding. There's the hand-drawn logo for their group. They do a lot of covers. They do a couple originals. But this is something I've never seen anyone show, is this Catch. And here's the cool record label there. Their own like custom label. And the last thing I'm going to show is my 10th album here. Is this, it's Black Sabbath. It's their first record, right? Now we've all seen this, right? This is a Vertigo press, but it's not the Vertigo swirl. It's the Vertigo like spaceship, like the UFO label, right? But the thing that's unique about this is that this is a Japanese pressing. You can even see that a lot of the album title and the song titles are in Japanese here, and a lot of the liner notes are as well. I've never seen this anywhere. I've never seen anybody show this. I picked this up for around $5 in a thrift shop in my hometown of Fort Dodge, Iowa. Yeah, pretty lucky find. So anyway, those are my 10 albums. I hope you guys dug this, man. If you guys want to take part in this contest, and if you want to check out TKR Video Central, and go to the description, and I'll put a link there to the channel for you. And hey, if you dig what you're seeing here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so when me and the Perch release a new video, you guys are in like Flynn. And also hit that thumbs up, man. We're just trying to spread the gospel of rock and roll to all the galaxies and universes and beyond. Again, I'll see you guys out with a toast. Here's a toast to TC at TKR. You guys, I know it's hot out there. Stay cool, and most of all, stay cosmic. Peace, brothers.